a lot of my viewers probably have no idea who you are. Just in a nutshell, if you can just simplify your beliefs, what you stand for, and what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Welcome to Israelites Today. On today's first episode, we are listening to the Bishop Nathaniel Ben Israel as he is appearing on Soft White Underbelly podcast. What a name. Thank you, my extinguished guests. Please listen with very attentive attitude and understand the respect that must be earned is by understanding unconditional love and moving forward and bringing forth the kingdom come, because no matter what, the story is playing out as we speak. So thank you for listening in. Let's get in there and listen.
In a short little...
I'm Bishop Nathaniel. I'm the founder of Israel United in Christ, founded in 2003. We teach that the blacks and Latinos, Native American Indians, are part of the 12 tribes of Israel, spoken of in the Holy Bible. Our job is to inspire and motivate our people to change their lives, to come back to God's laws, his moral laws, civil laws, ceremonial laws, and dietary laws. And that will improve the race and prepare us for the second coming of Christ.
Perfect. Beautifully said. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
You know, you've said some controversial things over the years, right?
A lot.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that probably some people would see as controversial, I don't, is that you say the Bible was written by a black man.
Yes.
And to me, I always wondered, it's like, how is it that Jesus happens to look like he could be my brother? When there's a whole world of Asians and blacks and Native Americans and Indians and all these other things, but Jesus happens to look like my cousin.
Correct. That was first painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Around 1400s, he used Pope Alexander VI's son, whose name was Caesar Borgia, as the model of the new Jesus Christ, the Renaissance Jesus. That's who everyone prays to in the world, who everyone believes is Jesus Christ. I just came from Liberia,
But tell me more about that character that was the model, because in your Instagram post, you give more detail about him.
Yes, Caesar Borgia, he had sex with his sister Lucrezia. He killed a lot of people through poison. His whole family would poison people. His father, Rodrigo Borgia, posed for the image of God done by Leonardo da Vinci on the Sistine Chapel. His sister Lucrezia posed for Mary that Leonardo painted, and Caesar was Jesus the Christ. The whole thing was non-biblical. You find no biblical descriptions of that type, like he came from Spain, that Christ came from Spain, France, or any European country. Christ never went to Europe, never seen Europe. He was always on the northeast coast of Africa, which they call Israel today. That is the land of Canaan. So that's where Christ came from. He was born there. That is Africa.
So Leonardo took some creative license there.
Oh, yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. When you read Job 9:24, it says, the earth...
See, here you go again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So what did Leonardo do? He saw the description of Christ in the Bible, Revelation 1:14-15, Daniel 10:5-6, which describes Jesus as having woolly hair, skin like polished brass burned in a furnace, meaning dark, very dark. Mm-hmm. He read that and said, the Pope said, I don't like that. We must change that. So they chose Caesar Borgia to be the new model of Jesus.
And isn't that what a lot of religions do? Is they depict their idols or whatever leaders as
well, not pretty much
versions of themselves.
When you think about it, like China, those in Buddhism, they worship Buddha. It looks like them. Mm-hmm. In India, some of them worship Vishnu or Vashti. That looks like them. When it comes to black people and white people, you worship a God that looks like you. But when it comes to our people, our race, we were forced into submission to worship
Exactly.
a strange God that doesn't look like us. We are pretty much the only race that will worship a God that looks like the very people that enslaved us and destroyed our families. We're the only race that does that. So our goal and job is to wake our people up. And the Bible tells you that. Yes, Mark, the Bible tells you that. I gotta read it so you know.
I was hoping you were going to bring
But
that.
people
Right?
are going to say, you're just talking, you made that up, and I'm not making it up. When you go to Revelation 13, it talks about Rome.
But yet they keep
In
thinking we're
metaphoric
making
speech,
things
and it
up.
goes into the Roman
This
Catholic
is
Church.
the
I'll start at verse
idiocy
6 for
of a lot
time's
of
sake.
clowns.
And he opened his mouth and blasphemed against God. This is the Roman Catholic Church. To blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. The Catholic Church is the ones that transformed all the black images in the Bible to look European. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. Rome, Spain, Portugal made war with the saints. The saints are the Israelites. That's our people. Pope Nicholas V. Y'all could Google it. You could look it up. Pope Nicholas V is the Pope that orchestrated the transatlantic slave trade. Enslaved those blacks, let's destroy them. And then when Alexander came, Pope Alexander VI, he said, let's go to America and enslave them over there too, which were the Native American Indians throughout Canada, North, Central, and South America. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. This is verse 7. And to overcome them, they enslaved us. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. People say, how did the European race conquer the world? This is what the Bible's talking about. Verse 8, here's the point, Mark. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. Who is the world worshiping as God and Jesus? The majority of the world worships Europeans as God, Jesus, the angels, the Jews. And this is what the Bible's talking about prophetically. So now we see that and we warn our people, hey, this is what Christ warned everybody about in Matthew 24, verse 4 and 5. Many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And people look at us like I was just in Liberia. They said, that's you guys. I said, we're the many? I said, okay, there's 10 of us here in Liberia talking to you. We're telling you Jesus is black, just saying we're the many that Christ spoke about. I said, how about Spain, Rome, Spain, and Portugal, when he sent the conquistadors worldwide to conquer everybody? How about that? That's many. And it came with the image of Caesar Borgia as Jesus. And once they enslaved you and conquered you, they forced you to worship white Jesus. Now your mothers and fathers, you got the image everywhere. We had the image on the ground. We stepped on and said, come on, step on it. People said, no. You get cursed for stepping on that. I said, who is that white man? They go, that is Jesus. Prove it in the Bible. You hear silence. Even the pastors, bring the pastors. Pastors come out. Prove that white image of Jesus is Jesus in the Holy Bible. They can't do it. So it's all out war. It's war, Marcus. War. Spiritual war I'm talking about. Spiritual war to get our people to come back and love themselves. China loves themselves. East Indians love themselves. The Arabs, they love themselves. White people love themselves. We don't, black people, if you notice, they got something called black on black crime. We are the only race who fights each other. Especially, and it's so funny. I'll look at many things on TV about racism. Oh, the cop shot me, they did this to me, blah, blah, blah. But Sunday morning, you go and worship the same man that you said shot your son in the street. So that's why you're not taken seriously, okay? Or you'll celebrate the holidays, Christmas, Easter, or pagan. You worship these days, which are days of destruction for our people. But you worship these days, you celebrate these days, and then you get mad at the people, white people I'm talking about, that shot or killed or did something devilish or evil to your people. And I'm like, y'all don't see the problem with this. You must come back to what the Bible is saying. Love yourselves, love your race, love your God. That's what you must do.
Do you believe God favors one race over another?
Of course. Of course.
This is what it is. Y'all are
You'll
playing
have
the role
a closet of
dominancy.
clothes, a closet of shoes.
You're messing
But out of
with
those
everyone
clothes and
else.
shoes you got, Mark, there's one outfit you like the most,
No
one
matter
pair of
what,
shoes
God
you
hates
favor over the rest.
covetousness.
So now, let's go back to
Listen.
what you didn't want to hear, Mark. Watch this.
You think so? Because like I have two daughters. I can't say I prefer one over the other. They're very different.
You would never say that. People
No,
tend
but
not to say
I know in my heart I don't believe that.
God.
When you read it, like in Genesis, it'll say about Jacob and Esau. It said Rebecca loved Jacob. But the father loved Esau. That's how it was. And you'll see that sometimes. Like, I have children, I would never say I favor one over the other. But when it comes to clothing, a car, there's something that I favor the most. Now, you threw me off my point, Mo.
This is God we're talking about. You're
Yes.
saying he prefers one race over another. What race does he prefer?
Our race. I'm going to show you that.
Okay.
Watch.
Look at him.
When you go to...
I'm having an open mind here.
Yeah, be open-minded.
It's
Be
soft
open-minded.
white underbelly, heart drop.
Usually I have a reader mark, but since I
You're
don't
like,
have
what?
a reader, I'll read
How
it
could
for
you say
myself.
this?
Amos
Listen,
3
man.
verse 1. Hear
Y'all
this
having
word
your
that the
time
Lord
now.
has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. When it says you only, that means only you. Just switch those two words, only you. So yes, God created everybody on the planet, but his favorite are the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. That's what this is talking about. And people may try to argue with that. It doesn't matter what people, how they feel in their heart. Because in the end, we have to go by what God says. I'm going to give you another one.
Do you think religion sometimes becomes a justification of division rather than compassion?
I'll explain that more. Psalms 147, 19 and 20. He showed his word unto Jacob, that's us. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel, that's us. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So King David said he only deals with Israel. Okay, he has not dealt like that with any other nation. So why? Because we are God's favorite. You see that in Isaiah 44. We are his chosen people. Now go back to your question.
Just simple.
What did you say? You asked me
soft
something.
white
Do
on
you
the
think
belly.
religion becomes a justification for division between races rather than compassion for each other?
You already divided
Yes.
it. What you talking about?
That's why when you read the Bible,
You divided based
there's
on
no Roman
economics.
Catholic mentioned in the Bible.
You want to
There's
talk
no
shit.
Baptist religion mentioned
This
in the
is
Bible.
divided. No, you've
Pentecostal.
been divided already.
Those religions,
You
both of them were
goddamn
created
fool.
during this time of slavery. Like Pentecostals by Charles Parham in 1901. Seventh-day Adventists by Ellen G. White,
And it's all
1863.
economical based.
These things
Trying
were
to
created when we
confuse
were
us,
either in slavery or
diffuse us,
during Jim Crow.
confuse us.
The only one that precedes all of
Foolishness.
those
My
Pentecostals,
God.
what they call Protestant religions,
He made these
is the
people
Catholic
so
Church, which
scientifically stupid.
came about during the time of the Council of Nicaea. Okay, during the time of Constantine. That's where the
Scientifical
Roman Catholic
maniacs.
Church, the word Catholic, is mentioned there now. Isaiah 44 and 1 mark. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. So there is a chosen race. And because we broke God's laws, we are punished. When you read Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 16. Moses said, this is in Egypt. Egypt is in Africa.
I am, y'all.
Okay.
You're listening.
People go, but the Egyptians are Arabs. No, stop. Stop.
Yep, and I'm
The
black.
Arabs conquered
No matter what you
Egypt
think.
in around 640 AD.
I don't give a damn what you want to believe.
Prior to that,
I was
those
black
were the
before.
Dinkas, those really tall Africans, like in South Sudan, really tall ones. That was them. That was them.
Don't
That's
you
why
get it
Napoleon
twisted,
blew
man.
the nose off the Sphinx. We can't have black people thinking that they were ruling the earth. Civilization started with the Greeks. That's what you got to teach them. So people go, yes, civilization started with the Greeks. No. So, what was I saying, Mark? So, in Egypt, when God gave us his law, he gave us laws, ceremonial laws, dietary laws, moral laws, and civil laws. That's God's religion.
Tell them.
All from Genesis, the beginning of the Bible, to Revelation, the end of the Bible. You don't read about Pentecostal religion, Catholic, the Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness by Charles T. Russell, yeah. All these guys, all that, that caused division. That caused division worldwide, especially amongst our people. Because now my brother next to me, he's Catholic. My other brother's Pentecostal. And we all argue. We cannot agree because you're following these religions that was created by the same people that oppress you. And that is the problem. It causes division rather than unity. When you read Ephesians 4 and 3.
So if everyone's created by God, how do you justify rhetoric that separates people so aggressively?
Well, it depends how people use the word of God. What they have done,
the way you
nations have taken the word of God,
against
and they'll
us,
see the
that
12 tribes of
separated your
Israel.
rhetoric.
All through it. The whole Bible's about Israel. But what they do is say, no, let's make it about everybody.
And your
So they create new
violence,
religions. That's what they have done.
the garbage
And that
was
has been
recognized by
the
my
problem.
Lord.
Mark, when you read Ephesians 4 and 3,
And now
what
you
people
will be
don't want,
punished
especially black people,
and judged.
we hate this thing. We've never seen
When
this thing. We hate
eternity
it.
is not
We don't
yours.
understand it. It says Ephesians 4 and 3, and it
This
reads,
is soft white on the
endeavoring to
belly.
keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
Tell him,
Point I
Bishop.
want,
Tell him.
endeavoring to keep
I'ma
the
shut
unity.
up.
There's no unity amongst black people at all, at all, at all. You got the male against the female, female against everybody. Like black women have murdered over 19 million babies from 1973 till today.
God
Over
damn.
19 million. How are you going to talk about the Ku Klux Klan murdering black people, but you black women have murdered so many of
And
your
they don't
own
like
black
when we talk
babies?
about
Can you give me a rough, like, overview of how that could be true?
Well,
How
there's
are,
stats
how are
on
black women murdering their kids?
There's statistics on it, like in the Arizona Times, they said the worst place for a black child is in the womb of the black woman. And people got so mad at the ad, they put a big billboard up.
Murdering how? Like, because she's not...
Abortion.
Oh, I see.
Referring to
Well,
abortion.
that's not necessarily murder.
No, it's murder. God
That's
says thou
because
shalt
y'all
But that's a whole nother-
soft white on the belly
I know
want
in
to
school they
define
teach
it
you
for
it's a
our
fetus, it's not
women
right,
like
blah, blah,
you
blah. But
own
guess
them.
what? I'm
You
sure it's murder.
goddamn fools
A woman's
gotta
pregnant.
stop
Let's say
your
she's in
foolishness
her
and run back to the
fifth
Caucasus
week.
Mountain.
No. Let's not even get into this
Simple.
conversation. Because, like,
Y'all need to stop your foolishness. You tell your women what the hell you want to have them. You can't tell our women nothing, and then you want to run our hospitals, run our monetary systems, run everything in our community. Don't give us time to autonomize ourselves. And y'all don't want to automate yourself and get the hell away from us. Don't give a damn if you want to play kumbaya. It ain't supposed to be like this. Because we're suffering and y'all just sitting there pretending you don't understand what's going on. We can't share monetary systems, sucker. It's just that simple. Just get lost.
You want a controversy? I'm gonna give it explain.
Otherwise,
And you
judgment's
shoot the
coming.
woman, you kill her, and the baby is no longer in existence. They charge with what, Mark? Double homicide. But how is it a double homicide if you say that that's not a baby in the womb? But you see the contradictions? That's what they do. I know. I was on the police department. I know, Mark.
Just like we can't share women. We can't share nothing. Y'all gotta understand. The competition could have been you stay in your land, we stay in our land, and y'all just grow, we grow, you grow. Don't mess with us, don't worry about us. But y'all wanna play this like you think. So God already knew your hearts, and now he's playing you guys like a goddamn fool on a violin that don't have any rhythm.
I'm like, how is that a double homicide when you say that baby is not a baby in the womb? That's some hypocrisy right there. That's what they do.
You see?
That is what they do, Mark.
And they
It's
learned
evil.
it from soft white on the belly fools like this that want to talk that shit. That's not really all.
You sometimes, I
Who the hell
sometimes
asks
think
about
that
your
that
opinion?
book that's on your...
Ain't nobody care what y'all think. Sucker, we're going to keep it going. Let's go.
It just separates us. It just separates us. It causes more problems than it solves.
Commentator.
Give me an example.
You keep talking kumbaya like as if you don't understand what the brother is saying. Soft white on the belly fool. God damn. This how we choose to do the show, y'all. So YouTube, you either love it or you going to love it. It's just that simple. All right? We have a voice, and that's what you're going to hear. So, soft white on the belly, stop talking like you don't understand or hear. What are you, a deaf adder? God damn. Bishop, you got to just shut it down to them and be like, listen, man, y'all got to get the hell away from us, and that's all we're trying to tell you. It's not about division. We need division. Simple.
Because, like, I've never read the Bible. I don't even know. I've never picked
ain't
up a
working,
single Bible in my
son.
life. It's a paperweight to me. And to me, the way I
My
operate my
brother,
life, and what
it
I
ain't
do for
working.
others, and what I do for my family, my people that are close to me,
Just
loved
get
ones,
your own monetary system.
is pretty much right in line with what the Bible teaches.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at him. He's trying to do some kind of... You can never charm the snake, Bishop. You know that. Unfortunately, every one of them, their thoughts is like completely off because they're not listening. All they're doing is thinking about what to say next while you're talking. Because their whole spirit is just not upright in them, unfortunately.
It has been.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'll give you an example. Here's another one. When you read, when Christ came,
You don't need that book.
What do you do?
Look
You
at him,
need this
see?
book. We,
It's like a demon just came inside him. You don't need that book, man. What the hell you think I'm here for? What the hell you think I'm here for? Why'd you hire me to come here and talk about this? This is what my persona is. You tell me you don't need that book, that means you don't need to have that understanding. You need to just be with white people and let them control your understanding and control your life and your community and everything in it, and then pretend, no, we're not in control. We don't know why it's got to be like this. No, we know why. Y'all are greedy as hell, okay? Y'all don't stay in your country. Y'all run around and pretend you own places, and you play Mr. Banker and Mrs. Bankers, and you pretend, well, you never made anything, so what the hell are we gonna do? We're gonna sell it to people that bought it. Listen, them people are fools, man. And at the end of the day, they don't understand autonomy will save the world before the destruction. But if y'all want to play this game of kumbaya, we're gonna get there. Y'all are suicidal goddamn fools on heroin.
this book. Black people especially need this book.
Tell them.
Because, I'm going to give you an example. Deuteronomy 7:6. This is
You're not
when we
part
were
of
in
weed,
Kenya
sucker.
last year. My son and some of the brothers with him got stoned by Kenyans, Christian Kenyans, threw stones. That their church, which was up the block, I believe it was Pentecostal, if I'm not mistaken. They were reading Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
They
That
should be
reads,
sweating inside.
"Thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
His
The Lord thy
faces,
God have chosen thee to be a
palms are
special
sweaty.
people unto
His
himself,
palms are sweaty.
above all people that are upon
Spaghetti.
the face of the earth."
Tell them.
So God chose the 12 tribes of Israel to be above all nations on the earth. Why? Because with the 12 tribes of Israel on top, peace ensues behind that. When you got it the other way, under Europeans, there's nothing but war and bloodshed, lies and dissemination, espionage. It's chaos. The Bible teaches that when Christ sets up the 144,000, Revelation chapter 7, and a great multitude, there's going to be peace on earth. That's what we want. We want world
And they acting
peace.
like they don't want
But
that
the
too.
majority of the
But they
world don't
want to
want that.
have
They
it
said, no,
themselves.
we
Sorry,
can't have you black
it's
people
us.
and Latinos,
That's
12
going to
tribes
give you guys
ruling
the
the planet.
opportunity
We
to
don't
even
want that.
have some of that.
So they keep us oppressed mentally, spiritually,
Because they know
physically,
they're not going to be
economically.
there.
That's what they do. That's what they do. And they say you need Christianity and you need democracy.
And
Which
they
are
think they don't do that.
opposite side of the
They
same
think
coin.
it's just
Christianity
happening.
and democracy, both
So,
evil.
no, sucker,
So
it ain't just
let's look
happening.
at Jews compared to blacks. Jews went through something really terrible during World War II.
Oh my
And they
God,
have
look at
recovered
it.
beautifully. Their sense
at
of
it.
community and
Look at them.
And,
Talking shit again.
just
like they're separated from you.
the way they've
Y'all the
thrived.
same.
And you know, I think as a race,
Y'all
they're
the same.
doing
Stop
really,
talking
really well.
shit.
Whereas the blacks, after slavery, have kind of spiraled
Look at him.
and not really ever. I mean, there's always exceptions, of course. Thank God.
You see, look at him. He's going back into confusion. Like a goddamn fool. He looks at so-called Jewish people as some kind of like different race than a white man that calls himself white. Or European. Y'all the same goddamn Polish. Germans, all these foolish people that want to pretend you can separate yourself from who you think you are. You psychologically discombobulating your own goddamn mind. And then what happens to you at night while you sleep is your mind and your cell brain bust into bubbles, and then you bring hate to your heart because you don't understand why. Is it gotta be this way? Well, that's what we've been saying, sucker. God damn. But it ain't gotta be this way if you decide y'all want to get the hell away from us, because we don't live the same. Okay? It's like a man and a woman that don't work anymore. Y'all are the bitch in this situation. We're the man, and we ain't working with y'all no more. Why you think we not with black women? Because y'all took them over. But y'all don't want to understand this shit. You took the monetary system, you took a community, you take the black women over, and now you want to pretend you want to take us out. But y'all can't. Because y'all are fools with suicidal mentality. But what you want to do to us will be done to you. That's the truth. Unless you repent as well. For y'all to really understand that you're only getting a role in the kingdom as you serve us, as we served you. Because no matter what, only God knows who did what. So we can't be hating on each other because we're telling you we got necks in theocracy of ruling the world in peace, actual peace. Well, listen, man, we just been here longer, okay? Y'all are just used against us because y'all are the black woman's desire, okay? Better yet, Isaac gave y'all mercy because he realized, you know what, it's okay. That's my seed. It is my seed. Because y'all black still, but you're not outer melanated. Some of you might be inner melanated. There's something like that because you still identify with the strange separation of family and separation and all this foolishness that happened, like a lot of Latinos. So there's still the understanding of the blood. It's not a color that you think. We all bleed red. That's what you see, fool. Some of our blood ain't red. You see red because you want to say we all the same. Nah, sucker, we ain't all the same.
As a whole, there's so
Some of
many
you ain't real.
African Americans that are just
Y'all some
suffering
kind of
and
goddamn
not thriving in any way.
Right.
Families are falling apart.
seed from
like
some
financially,
kinda
they're just.
sperm donor.
So what you want me to do with first? The Jews or blacks?
Y'all ain't choice.
Well, I'm just comparing the two.
Okay, I'm gonna compare the two
Come
too. I'm gonna
naturally.
compare the two.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right, let's talk about Jewish people. Number one, they're not the Jews. In the Bible,
Well, whatever they are, call them A and B.
in the Bible, Song of Solomon, chapter 1,
Don't
verse
tell me
5,
what to
King
do.
Solomon, a Jew, he says, I am black and comely.
Exactly. I love the way Bishop is handling it. Kudos to my bishop. All praise to the Most High. Because no matter what, it's like he's dealing with one of the biggest, probably, internet snake. I try to act like, well, just call him A and B. It's like, don't tell me what to call who I am. Let me call you Wigger. Because I don't believe you're white. You're red wigger. Okay? And I don't like that. It looks like some fire out of control. So should I be hateful? No, I'm not hateful. I'm just letting you know. I prefer my own. I like it nice and purple. Okay? Israelite today, let's continue.
It says, I am black. It says that. Jeremiah 8:21, he says, I am black. There's so many. Acts 13:1 talks about one of the prophets being called Niger or Niger. When you look it up, it means black. It's Latin for black.
Simple.
So it's all through the Bible. But
Just that simple,
Mark,
son.
what about those that call themselves Jewish today? I'm gonna tell you what Jesus said. It's all I can do.
Tell him,
Now, it
Bishop.
may be controversial. ADL got me on the hit list, but I don't care what the
listen.
ADL says. Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, and it reads, this is Christ speaking. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. So he's speaking to the Jews that were in Smyrna at this time. He says, I know your works, tribulation, poverty, but you're rich. Why are they rich? Because all the promises in the Bible pertain
That's
to them.
right.
But watch this, he continues. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. That's what Jesus said. This is why Jewish people reject the New Testament. It's because black Jesus said they are the synagogue of Satan.
Simple,
Why?
sucker.
Because you had the Herodians, which were all converts to
Jesus,
Judaism, and they were murdering the
Kashiko.
black Israelites. The whole Herodian family were murdering them. You read about them in the book of Acts, Drusilla, Felix, Agrippa, all of these guys. So now, they came back from World War II, right? Let's think about it. World War II. They were impoverished. They were put in ovens, bunny ears, and they were decimated. Somehow, Mark, they came to the land of Israel with all kinds of weapons. And the Arabs call it the first Nakba. And they were murdering thousands upon thousands of Palestinians. 1948. Where did they get these weapons from, Mark? They just came from World War II, impoverished, destitute. How did they come with tanks and all kind of new weaponry and just kill all these people? Britain and America funded them to do this. Britain had originally given the land to the Palestinians, okay? That on the agreement to help push out the Ottomans. Arabs helped push out the Ottomans, the land became the Palestinians. But then Jewish people said, these Khazars, Herodians, Edomites, said, wait a minute, but we want that land. Remember the Rothschild, the Balfour Declaration. That was written by the Rothschilds back around 1917. Britain goes, oh, we forgot about that. Here's some weapons. Go take the land. It's yours. And they went in and decimated Palestine. And they're continuing to do that. Gamela.
Honestly. So make sure you subscribe, all right? For those of you that's in the house, that's been listening a little bit. We're almost there. We got about another 10, 15 minutes. All right, Israelite Today, first episode. Congratulations to your host, Moses I Am. Yes, that's Moses Anomaly. We are live, all right? Keep on listening. I'm going to give you my 2 cents as soon as we finish in about 10 minutes.
He says, Nat Turner says, for every verse they try to use to justify enslaving black people, I found many more that condemn their enslavement of us. Nat Turner knew he was an Israelite. They murdered him. They said, that knowledge cannot be spread. They took his skull, Mark, they put it in a museum. His skull. They got his body, his Bible. In what museum is that? There's a museum, I think it's in Washington, D.C. They made his skin into lampshades. These are your civilized whites, Mark. This is what I'm talking about. Your civilized whites made his skin into lampshades, things like that, belts, stuff like that. That's what they did. So you had, after Nat Turner, you had people like Gabriel Prosser, who used the Bible for insurrection. Said, no, we should not be slaves here. Gabriel Prosser, Denmark Vesey was another one. Those guys were hung, killed, murdered, decimated. Then years later, you had a man named Abba Bivens. I mean, you had William Crowley before him, but you had Abba Bivens. That's who taught my elders, who taught me. And everything was grassroots, under the radar, kept secret. Why? Because this teaching, it infuriates the nations. Because all the nations want to keep their role. They want to keep being in dominance. When the Bible says, no, the 12 tribes of Israel, Revelation 7, must be ruling the earth. And people get very angry at that, Mark. They don't like that. Let me say about slavery. People say, don't read, in church, they say, don't read the Old Testament. Why? I'm going to show you why. Because in Exodus 21, verse 16, it reads, it's about slavery, Mark. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. That's the law on slavery. Europeans, are they guilty of that? Yes. Yes. But they say, what would Jesus say about that law? Wouldn't Jesus change it, Mark? And I know the thought is Jesus came for love, love. Watch what Jesus says about slavery. Revelation 13:10. And it reads, he that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So why does it say here's the patience and faith of the saints? We can't do nothing, Mark. We have no power. We must wait for the divine Son of God to come back and do what he's going to do.
Does religion become a substitute for personal accountability?
Does religion become a substitute for accountability? No, not at all.
Look at it.
Because
Look at it. Keeps calling it religion. He keeps trying to create a question to say, I get it. Y'all want to substitute it because you don't want to try. It's like, motherfucker, we done. Stop trying. Okay? We just waiting for y'all to finish your time because it's time for everything.
Bible teaches us to keep God's laws. There are moral laws in this Bible, civil laws,
That's all
how I
we
deal
doing.
with my neighbor.
We just trying to get ourselves right today. Okay, Israelite today. We're not here for you to pretend. Well, why y'all talking like you want to come at us? You want to end our lives? No, we ain't trying to do nothing to y'all. We have no power. Y'all have no power like we have no power. It's all His timing. If it happens to be nuclear World War III, then that's what it is. It ain't us.
There are
Y'all going at each
ceremonial
other.
laws, what holidays to keep,
It's not
and
us.
dietary, what foods to eat.
Y'all
This
spirits
keeps
don't get it.
the nation, the society
Y'all
together.
don't believe.
But religion that Europeans have created, what they have taught us, we're under grace, not under God's law. Don't keep God's law. So me growing up in a Christian church, I was an adulterer, a fornicator, a liar, and at times a thief. There was no judgment because why? The minister taught me there's no law in Jesus. All laws done away with. And the minister would have sex with the women, various women. I saw it. He would be touching the women. When I was a little kid, I would see all this stuff and listen and say, you know what? As I grew older, Mark, these Christian religions are evil. They are demonic. And especially in these religions are all throughout the black community. If you go throughout Brooklyn, you got a black church on every two corners. A different black church. And they're all teaching the same thing. Don't keep God's laws. Don't keep no laws. And they're all adulterers, liars, thieves. With their tithes and all that. Close the door, lock the door. I want my money. I want like a pimp. Give me my money. That's what they do. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've seen it. I had to get away from it. It's evil, Mark. It's evil.
And why is it like that?
You're an interesting cat. Well, what responsibility comes with speaking to large groups, especially like all the angry young men that you talk to?
Oh, the young men, their anger is subdued. The Bible tells you this, Mark, about anger. People say, isn't it bad to be angry? No. Anger gets stuff done. You have to have a certain amount of anger and control to motivate and get things done. When you read Ecclesiastes 7, verse 7, surely oppression makes a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. So that top part, Mark, surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Going throughout Africa, they are literally walking, like in Liberia. I was just there for Passover. They have gold, diamonds, lithium, bauxite, all kind of minerals, natural minerals, and they're literally walking on top of it. But they don't have the resources. They don't have the machinery to excavate, nor the licenses necessary to trade with it. So it does them no good. And people have seen oppression as normal. I said, you don't see nothing wrong. Your children have no food. Your children are begging me for food and water.
Right.
That doesn't make you mad. They're like, it's normal to us. And I'm like, no. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. So you have some people who are angry. They see it. They see the injustice.
That's what y'all see.
It's only stupid people
Soft-white
who accept it as normal. Like in America, same thing. Stupid black people, black women especially, they see these things as normal. And Sunday morning, I'm going to worship white Jesus. I'm going to work. Stop.
You look at it like you can't stop it, and I can't stop it.
You don't see it.
Like
they don't see it. You see that second part? And a gift destroys the heart. What do you mean a gift destroys the heart?
God will make you understand the process.
Do you see your teachings making headway, making progress?
Oh, yes. It's making them mad. So the anger it motivates them to change their lives. Because these are men and women. Like when I watch your videos, I see a lot of drug addicts. I see a lot of pimps, things like that. What I'm looking for from these drug addicts, from these pimps, is change. And that's what I rarely see.
And God is doing it in a sense as the word is going out. He's doing the internal work with the tabernacle, the body, to make sure that your internal is constantly being jacked up. And I mean spiritually, like you face a couple of challenges and whatnot, but yet you're being strengthened. And then also you continuously love hearing more of the word as it sharpens you. That's, no matter what, try to congregate and no matter what, try to understand how to be in self-control.
When they come around me, I'm saying, stop. You got to go to clinic. All right? You got to clean your life up. You see the injustice. You want to do something about it. You want to change your social, the way you're living. Change your life. It starts with you first. It always begins with the person. I can't say something to you, and meanwhile, I'm doing drugs. I'm smoking marijuana. No, the change must come from within with you first. Christ said you must be born again, meaning start all over again. Your whole mentality must start all over again. Men and women. Men and women.
Get to that level.
Okay, I think I always, people say you get on hard with the women. You know, when we were in Sierra Leone, you could tell the difference between Muslim women and Christian women. You know how you could tell them all? The Muslim women would dress modestly. Christian women are immodest. Cleavage showing, stomach showing, a butt crack showing about that much. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell? Are you a Christian? Yes, I'm Christian. I love my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This Christianity has destroyed us. Destroyed us. So now when we say, cover yourself up, have respect for yourself, it's like seen as hate speech. France calls that hate speech. France, what's the word they use?
Man, it's like a spirit that just got put on
They shut down
our women so much that they can't do nothing but say, don't talk to me. Don't tell me nothing.
You are misogynist against women.
It's like, whoa.
How so? Give us our day in court. They said, no, you're not going to court. This is what we're saying to you. You're telling women to cover up when they have the right to dress how they want to dress. You're telling women, stop murdering their babies, having abortions. They have a right. It's their life. They have the right to do what they want to do. Stop using drugs. Clean your life up. And stop drinking too much alcohol when the women have the right to do what they want to do. And we're saying, no, you don't. God gave, your life is borrowed time from God. Spend your life wisely. Change your life, your way of living. You want to inherit the kingdom of heaven on earth? Obey what this Bible says. Keep the commandments. But that's seen as hate speech, Mo. Hate speech. That's how they say it. You know? You're like in the South. Don't come down here meddling with our Negroes. Our Negroes are in order. They're docile. That's how we like them. Don't you Negroes come down here stirring SH up. Don't come down here stirring shit up. Our job is to stir shit up.
But don't you think conflict creates loyalty for a religious leader?
Conflict causes conflict. There's something called conflict resolution. I love that term. You need conflict. You must first acknowledge there's a problem. So our job is to make people see the problem. There's a problem called black on black crime. You've heard of that, right? Black on black crime?
Sure.
You know, when people come to me, Piers Morgan called me once. I wasn't able to go on the show. But don't come to me and mention black on black crime. Pookie and Ray Ray, yes, they may have killed hundreds of people. Pookie and Ray Ray, they've not killed as much as America has with their decimation of whole societies. They've not killed as many as Bibi Netanyahu with their genocide. Don't come to me and say, look at black people. That's what the news does. Look at all these black people. They don't damn good. I see the problem with black people. I can help fix them. But I need the audience to do it. I need the audience, and I need the submission and adherence to the word of God for our people to just listen. I'm not saying anything to go against the government. I'm not saying anything like that. All I'm saying is change your life. Fix you. Have a family. Get married. Stop this. You got broke men working at McDonald's with 7 wives. That's ridiculous. And that's not your wife. Those are hoes. Those are girlfriends. That's my husband over there. No. Smokey, what's his name? Smokey Robinson when he died. Was not Smokey, I'm sorry. Smokey, I forgot his name. There was a singer in the 60s. His name is a black guy. Can't remember his name. He had several girlfriends. He died in court. His wife got everything. The girlfriends who had no paperwork, they didn't get nothing. They mad. Smokey, not Smoke. I can't remember his name. But we see that even today. And I tell these brothers, 1 Timothy 3, verse 2 says, a bishop then must have one wife. 1 Corinthians 7 and 2, every man have his own wife, every woman have her own husband. Live like that. No, I gotta have all these women. But you're broke.
And so you're saying the black community needs what?
They need God. God's laws. That's what they need. They need laws. You're looking at a lawless people.
Every man has one wife and every woman has one husband. It could mean y'all live in two spots to occupy, the difference that makes sure that y'all come together in unity. We need to understand, not act like we understand and act like we're supposed to do it how they told us to do it. Because no matter what, God never said that. I'm just putting my 1-2 cents in there.
You see on the media, black people fighting each other, all kind of craziness in the
TikTok
media
is
with black people. If you go on
proliferating.
Twitter, you see
Crazy.
what's his name? Elon Musk. He allows all these crazy videos to go up, and a lot of it is Jerry Springer stuff. You see the word
Depravity,
degeneracy of black people.
degeneracy that they keep
What's the
trying
cruise line where black people love to
make
go
money
on?
off of,
It's a
like
cruise
they
ship.
don't give a damn
Carnival. Black people, they're fighting each
go
other.
down.
Crazy. They had to make new laws for the ships, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And the churches they're no use to God. The churches are useless. They just
They'll give you the
push.
tools to
We've sat down
destroy
and we've had
yourselves. That's
blitzes where
all
we try to
y'all
sit
gonna
down with
get.
church leaders and say, hey, let's work together
But
to
they're
fix the
destroying
community
themselves
right
as
here.
well.
They don't want that. They don't want that. Why? Because they want their tithes of 10% of their money. And we're telling them, no. The Bible does talk about money, give as you are able, but it does not force 10% of money to the people. But that's what the Catholic Church instituted, and that's what black people hold on to. Give me your 10%. So they exploit the black community as well.
You think America is becoming spiritually healthier, or just more polarized?
America's much more polarized. They're getting more and more. If you got to imagine, Mark, this country creates laws for a man to cut off his penis and create a vagina. This country has laws allowing women to sew on a penis and cut off her breasts. That's insane. We're not going up into divinity. We're going down into degeneracy more and more. And that is the decline of any social society. Any society, if that's the signs of it going, it's going to be taken out. America will go out. America's Babylon. The Bible prophesies America will be taken. It's going to go bye-bye, this country. It is. Can't help it, Mark. That's what's going to happen.
What role does forgiveness play in your message?
Forgiveness plays a part. And when you say in terms of forgiveness, you talk about people as an individual or society as a whole?
Either way, both.
Either way. Okay. Let's talk about that. God can forgive the individual, but sometimes the individual must reap the repercussions of what he or her does. I'll give an example. Let's say you are a sexual deviant. Okay, you have sex with anything and anyone, especially with black people. This is what God says about that, because Hebrews 13:4 says marriage is honorable. We say, I don't want to get married. I want to have sex with everything and everyone. But the Bible says this, Mark, about that. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 61, it is. Also, every sickness, every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until you be destroyed. So black people, they repent of their sins. They come into this truth. I want to keep God's laws. But by this time, they have HIV, some of them. Full-blown AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea. That's a repercussion of what they've done. Is there forgiveness? Yes, God will forgive them. Does that mean the disease goes away? No. Just now, let's talk about society. Daniel, when the Israelites, our people, went into Babylonian captivity, you had righteous men like Daniel, Mishael, Hananiah, I always forget the three Hebrews' name. Anyway, they went into slavery, all of them, even though they were right. Ezekiel, the prophet Ezekiel went into the Babylonian captivity, but he was righteous. Why? Because there are sins that you do as a nation and all pay. Then there are sins you do as an individual where you yourself pay. So now let's talk about society as a whole. Europeans, Caucasian, talk about you guys. You have enslaved God's chosen people and destroyed us. Is there judgment for that? Yes, there's judgment for that. There's no, I confess my sins to Jesus, now I'm absolved from it. Think about it. We as a people, the righteous and unrighteous, went into captivity. And you may say, but that's not in the Bible, Bishop. Yes, it is. I'm going to show you as a society. Jeremiah 25:29. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city is Jerusalem, which is called by my name, And should you be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith the Lord of hosts. That means everybody must pay for what their nation did as a whole, Mark. All of them. There's judgment for everybody. We paid, so all China must pay, Europe must pay, America must pay, Saudi Arabia must pay. All nations must pay.
Who do you think deserves grace the least?
Grace the least? Woo!
You guys.
Well, I'll tell you this. When you look in the Bible dictionary, it says, when you look up Esau, Edom, it says Edom, Esau, that's the biblical name for Caucasians. They are the only race that's not given any mercy from God. Whoa! And that's a heavy thing. That's a big pill to swallow, Mark. It's like, wow, what have they done? Esau, Edom, Caucasians, orchestrated the destruction of God's people. And they continue to do so right now, like in the UN. They said the slave trade was a crime against humanity, the worst thing on earth. America said, no, I disagree. Fake Israel said, no, we disagree. And Argentina said, no, we disagree. Judgment's going to come for that. Because you will not admit the truth. I'm not saying you, Mark. I'm saying as a nation, they will not admit the truth. 123 countries said that is the worst crime on earth. These three said no. And some countries said, I don't want to even answer that. I'm not even going to answer that. Why? Because they are afraid of America and Israel. They said, we are afraid, so we will say, mom's the word. Don't speak on it. So what does that mean about reparations? There's going to be no reparations for black people. No financial reparation, not by America. Israel is the only country, Mark, that is allowed economic reparations. They gave some to Japan, too. They gave some to Japan after World War II. They gave money to them and their families until, I think, the third generation. Israel still gets paid reparations. And when I say reparations, I'm talking about billions. Black people and Latinos and Native Indians, nope, no reparations for you. You saw Flower of the Killer Moon, that movie?
No.
Well, good. You don't get out much, Mark.
I don't.
There's a movie, Flower of the Killer Moon, the Osage Indians in Oklahoma. They were put on a reservation. They're drunk, down and out, no damn good. Then they found out there's oil on the land. In the film, which is a documentary, it's true, the plan was, what did white people do? They said, you know what, let's marry them. Tell them how beautiful they are. So they married them, Mark. The women, they married the women, which gave them access to the land. What happened after that? They started, the wives started to die mysterious deaths. True story, well documented. The Osage Indian women started to die for no reason. Healthy women, dead. Who gets the land rights? Their European, their Caucasian husbands. Now white people own the land. It's like nobody sees what's going on here. Nobody sees it. Jamaica's the same thing. I'll try to buy land. They say you got to marry somebody from Jamaica. White people are marrying these big, fat, nasty black Jamaican women. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Then I found out they want access to the land. Liberia, the same thing. Uganda, the same thing. I'm seeing wherever I go, I see white people and Chinese, don't forget China, marrying the locals of the land to get access. Then these people die mysterious deaths. I'm talking about the indigenous people die mysterious deaths. And then the white people who they married, or Chinese, have access. This is my property now. I own this. And I'm saying to people, y'all don't see what's going on here? Nobody sees what's going on. Am I the only one, Mark? Am I the only one? It's crazy. It's crazy. Did I talk about foreign aid, Mark?
No, you did not.
Ecclesiastes 7:7, it says, surely oppression makes a wise man mad.
Yep. And we're going to end it right there, because surely oppression, whether you guys not feeling it or not, it will make us mad enough in a way. It will make our enemies even madder and want to separate by their own recognizance. Thank you for listening. We are Israelite Today. I am your host, Moses.